one plus side.
Okay, so when we get there, now we knew going in that they could not accommodate 10 people. So we had to split our party, okay? So, and the guy at the front desk, or the check-in, was super awesome, nice, he was really trying to get us all together. But we ended up he said we were together, but then we ended up...
We were completely opposite
I never
sides
even
of the
saw her.
restaurant.
I didn't even know where she was at.
Yeah,
so,
we were opposite sides of the restaurant.
And so, Mandy and Chris and Emma and Sammy got in. They were there. They got in. Yep. They ate their food.
And Emma immediately fell asleep.
Yeah. And so they had a nice dinner. Their children were asleep.
They both were asleep. It was nice and quiet, and we just got to, chit chat and talk. However, Emma fell asleep on this arm, and so I only had my right arm available to eat. And Sammy fell asleep on Chris's left arm, so he only had his, it was opposite arms of what we normally would eat with. It was quite comical.
So, but they had a good experience with it in general. But what happened to us was a half hour after they were seated, they decided to seat us.
Reservation was the same time.
Reservations was exactly the same time. And so we're sitting there and, we're patient, we're kind, we understand things happen. And the parks were crazy busy because of Irma. So, we knew that going in. So where other people were fussy and not as nice, we knew going in that this was the obstacles. So that way it wouldn't frustrate us. So we get there. Now, granted, I loved it. It was my favorite. It was one of my favorite places when we went in March. But they sat us, there was 6 of us, 4 adults, 2 children, and my children are small, but that's about the only thing that's small in this party. And they set us up in a corner, way far, squished in this little table, squished in a corner. There literally was not even enough room for... We put a child on each side, and there wasn't enough room because we're up against a rail, and they had to swing around, but there was no room to swing around. So it was extremely uncomfortable, first off. But we're like, okay, but we're here.
That salad's coming.
That salad is coming.
Salad was not good.
Okay. The food in general was not amazing. I don't know if it was because it was... Our server, bless his heart, was running like a chicken with his head cut off. He went everywhere. He was running. He was busy. It was insane. He could not even stop to even fill up our drinks. And it was such a bad experience. So he was running around crazy. And, we tried, and we were kind to him. But, the food was dried out by the time it got to us. Now when we do an interview with Mom and Dad, they'll probably go, oh, it's so good. They really enjoyed it. And the food was okay, but before it was phenomenal. And I think part of it has to do with the server. The guy that was helping us, I think his name was like John Eric. It was like 2 first names. That's why I remember it, sort of.
John Eric, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably like Ray Scott.
I don't know. But he, and, the dessert didn't get brought. It was just, it was crazy. So, now, okay, I can take it if the service is okay, or if the food was good, but the service wasn't. But we were there. Our reservations were at 5:30.
2.5 hours?
We got out of there. No, our reservation was 5:15. We got out of there at 7:30.
Isn't that ridiculous?
We had planned to go and see Happily Ever After that night because we wanted to make sure we got in early, sat down. We had missed all of that. It was very, very frustrating. And
the park's closed at 9.
Yes, and
so an hour and a half.
It ate up. That restaurants ate our entire day. It was not worth it. It was that whole time. It was not worth it, and that's not the experience that I've had in every other time that we've gone. And it
might be because you traveled in smaller parties.
It might be. I mean, but we always had 4 or 5,
or at least usually
5 or 6. Sometimes we had 7. So I mean,
crazy.
It was just nuts.
Yeah.
So that takes us to the next day. So the next day was resort day.
Oh, resort day.
So we had planned to have breakfast that morning, a late breakfast, because we know how our kids need to wake up, and and we knew what we had planned that day, so we thought, oh, we'll get a good meal. So we had gone to Ohana previously. Mandy loves Stitch, and we all love Hawaiian things. Mom and Dad, hands down, loved Ohana last time we were there.
Yeah.
So we knew that was a must-do on our list. Okay, so we get there, and Stitch is out there. Instead of him going around to the tables, boom, he was there. We took pictures beforehand.
Good, really good pictures.
It was really good. They sat us in this table. It was kind of by the kitchen doors.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
It was a beautiful view out of the poly, and you got to see this. Oh, I loved it.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
And my complaint about Ohana before was that the characters only came by once.
Holy
and it was
crap.
Like, they were there. It's like, pull up a chair, Mickey.
Yeah,
come
it was
with us.
I feel like our table got hit a million times.
Yeah.
And it was great because the way we had like the kids sat, it was just a really good setting.
It was overall, everything worked together. And not to mention that our host or our server, she was super great. She was very personable. She kept coming with all the stuff. She was very kind about the kids, making sure they had what they needed.
Interacted with them, she was really great.
She was wonderful. So, of course, our family just talks to people because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And so we were talking to her.
First, the food.
Oh, the food, yes.
Was amazing.
It was really good.
It was so good.
And
so, like the ham.
I think I ate probably 12 sausages.
I didn't care if it was the ham. I had so much ham. And the biscuit, what were they? They were, I don't know. And the juice. And
the juice. We were stealing people's juice.
It was so good.
It was
the
so
kids'
good.
Juice. Yeah.
We really need some of the juice.
We should make some.
We should.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So the food was great. Everything was great. And so we were like, this is the win. And so we were telling our server, we're like, today was so good.
Yeah,
thank you so much. This was such a good time. We had such a bad experience yesterday, and I was explaining that they were first timers, So she was asking me, she said, well, what happened? So I was just telling her our experience at Be Our Guest, and I was telling her our experience at Liberty Tree Tavern, and she said, hold on just a minute. And I said, okay. We were just talking.
Yeah.
And so she brings over the manager of the restaurant, and the manager says, I hear you had a bad time. She said, I'm calling the managers of those restaurants. Do you mind if I give them your phone number to call you? I wasn't looking to get anybody in trouble or to say, you did bad. I mean, we're telling y'all because y'all are our people. Yeah. So we need to let you know so that you're prepared for stuff. But we were going to Disney Springs after that. We were meeting up with our friends, no big deal. We just chalked it up to experience. So, I got 2 phone calls from the manager at Liberty Tree Tavern and the manager while we were at Disney Springs of Be Our Guest. And I shared just exactly like I shared here, the experiences that we had, that I felt like we got cheated out of time, and it just kind of sucked, and I had higher expectations because I had, especially Liberty Tree Tavern, and I had talked it up so much. Well, they said, well, let me do this. Let me put on your, where are you going tomorrow? And I said, well, we're going back to Magic Kingdom. And they said, well, let me put onto your Magic Bands, onto your account, we're going to put 2 Fast Passes, or 1 Fast Pass to go anytime Fast Pass. And they both said that they were going to do that. And I said, you don't have to do that. We appreciate it, but that is not necessary. I did not solicit you calling me. I'm just letting you know. And so they said, we appreciate it. So, Be Our Guest ended up putting it on. They sent me a text message and said, it has been put on your Magic Band or on your account. Please let me know if you have any other problems. They text me. It was super nice.
Yeah.
A good experience. Liberty Tree Tavern, who was actually nicer on the phone and just very accommodating and super nice, did nothing. They promised that they were going to do something, but never ended up doing it. I'm sure things got busy, like we said Irma really jacked people up. So, you know, we were thankful for the one that we got, but a little disappointed that they said they were going to do something that didn't do it.
They were like, oh, we want to make sure your day is so magical tomorrow.
Yeah. It just went on and on.
I was like, okay.
And then nothing. Yeah. So, but we were thankful for that.
Yes.
So then our experience, so Ohana was great. We had the day, and then our next day was back at Magic Kingdom, and it was breakfast.
This was the Winnie the Pooh breakfast. This was at
Crystal Palace.
Thank you. I was trying to call it Carnation Palace.
And it was like at 9.
Again.
Like 9:15.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the day you guys decided to ride the bus.
Yes, did we?
Yes, because we were there before you.
Yeah, because so we decided to ride the bus, but that wasn't the problem. I again still think the problem was for my 4 peoples was that we were so many days in, everyone was exhausted, breakfast was really hard.
Yeah.
Up to this point, breakfast has just been we'd ate things on the fly in our rooms, and that had worked good for us, and that worked good with the kids. Emma just was fussy. She was still having poop issues the whole week. She's terrified of the automatic flush. So FYI, if you have kids that are terrified of automatic flush, they're everywhere. Even in the companion bathrooms, it's an auto flush.
Yeah. So we went
back to food.
We went to Crystal Palace. Now, I was not fond of Crystal Palace before, but I had dinner previously. So we had read about or watched videos about the breakfast. It looked really good.
Yeah.
We like breakfast food, so it
sounded
like something
I think
great.
Was actually good.
It was.
It was. The characters were difficult. It was almost like it was too cramped in there.
Yeah. It's a really tight spot.
Yeah. We got some really cute pictures though.
We did. We got some cute stuff.
And Sammy, everyone had left to go get their food like when we first got there, and I was sitting with Sammy because he's in the high chair obviously. And Tigger had came up, and Sammy was looking at the mirror and saw Tigger in the background and just got the biggest smile and just kind of started like getting excited and bouncing. And then Tigger came up behind him, and I didn't have my camera out. I didn't have my phone out fast enough, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, why am I not saving this?" And it was a super fun, sweet experience that I won't forget. But other than that,
I think our server was not great.
No,
he was just. And we were by the kitchen door, and he literally kind of just stood there, and you know, like didn't refill.
It was hard to get. It was so hard to get orange juice for some reason on my side. I was like, orange juice.
And you know, and that was the place that, especially one of the times that the characters would come, because my kids were at this end, and they would leave out Emma.
Yeah.
Because she was sitting in sort of the back. And so it was just, they just didn't. It was difficult. It was difficult. But the food was good.
It was definitely a one-time experience that I wanted to at least do once. Now I've done it.
Yeah, and we probably...
maybe when the kids are older.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
may do it. All right, so the next day was...
Epcot! I was so excited for Epcot!
Food and wine, Mandy!
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So...
Where did we eat?
Everywhere. Oh, wait, no. Where did we actually eat? Like, the sit-down part was...
Garden Grill.
The Garden Grill.
Okay, so first off, we have to say, and we're going to talk about this in our park recap. So, we were so excited. Well, some of us were so excited for food and wine. They had planned, so we planned a late, afternoon lunch dinner.
Yeah.
Because we figured we were going to World Showcase first. That's what we were doing. We had a plan.
I had a plan.
We did not plan for 100-degree index heat.
We did not plan
and double massive people.
Yes.
We didn't plan for all that.
We didn't.
We didn't plan for 3 of the 10
to get
to be wiped out.
Not heat exhaustion. Yeah. And 2 of them were my babies.
And 1 was my husband.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw a kink. So it ended up being to where we did not get to go to Showcase and eat all the things.
I
did a little bit.
A little bit. Not as much as we wanted to.
Yes. Not the places that we wanted to go. So, but we ended up going to Garden Grill.
Yes.
Now, Garden Grill I really, really enjoyed the first time. I love the character interactions. It was great. Again, the 10-person accommodation, they put us all in a booth. And really, we weren't going to be. We were going to be separated. Yes. But because Sammy was so little,
And
they
because
said,
Tim wasn't there.
And because Tim wasn't there, they ended up being able to put us all together.
Yeah, Tim, because of the heat exhaustion, had to go home. So he missed out on Garden Grill, which, sorry Tim, it made it possible for us all to sit together.
Right. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
To where, because my girls had already done this, and they remembered how fun it was with Chip and Dale and Pluto, and they remembered going around in circles.
Oh, I forgot something that just happened. Sorry.
So they remembered all these things, and so they were so excited, and they were talking it up to everybody else.
Yeah.
And so of course, we eat our weight in macaroni and cheese, and it has goldfish on top of it. So how can you get any better?
Right.
But the salad was good, and we had all kinds of stuff, and it was just delicious. What did you think about it?
The food was great. Again, it was family style dinner. I did not care for any of the meats myself. I think I had some mac and cheese, but I ate my weight in rolls and butter.
The rolls were great. The butter was great.
I
thought the salad was
the salad. Good yeah, the salad was really good.
The stuffing was good, and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, I didn't care for the mashed potatoes and gravy. It was okay. Like the side, basically, if it was family style with a bunch of meats. I just ate the sides.
Yeah.
Which was good still. I mean, it filled me up. I was full and it was delicious. The character part was hard because even though we were all together, Emma got missed because she had to go to the bathroom and she was kind of off to the side, and Sammy was in between the two tables, and so it was never really good to get a picture with him with it. Yeah, but it was, they came around several times. We had
and our server was great.
Yeah, and he even really went and got Mickey to come back when Emma got missed because she was in the bathroom. And they came around a couple times.
Yeah, so it was really, really fun. The fun part, though, is that we do have some people that have, our mom had vertigo issues a couple years ago. And Chris gets
he gets dizzy very easily.
But if you go, you don't even realize it's moving.
Which I really liked that part of it.
It was really cool.
It was fun. You see all these different scenes, and it was awesome.
And then, Chris got seasick.
Oh man, we could never do a cruise, can we? When we got off, he didn't realize it was from that. When we got off, it was right. When we got to dinner, and we were planning on where we're going to go next, he was like, I don't feel good. I feel nauseous. And he goes, oh my gosh, I'm nauseous from the thing moving around. And it was, because it took him a while to get back on his feet and feel okay.
It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
The best thing of that dinner, though, that I remembered is that our server kept showing us this hidden Mickey Steamboat Willie.
We have a picture of it.
We took a picture of it, but I think we ended up finding it at the end.
Yeah.
But
at first we thought he was punking us.
We're looking like,
okay.
And we're like, we know, but and then he'd walk away and we all be like, did you see it?
Yeah.
None of us saw it. It was right at the very beginning for an area.
Fun,
so, but that was made it fun and a good memory to have. So then our next day was our last day in the parks. And
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Guys, we're cursed with Animal Kingdom.